Ever found yourself wondering exactly which careers led people to hit the millionaire mark? You might assume it's all about landing those high paying gigs, but here's the plot twist: that's not the whole story. Before you make assumptions based solely on salary numbers, let's take a look at the real factors influencing their success. Prepare to be surprised, because this is not what most would guess. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. Ramsey Solutions dug deep into the lives of millionaires, running the biggest study yet to uncover their secrets. They took a close look at these wealthy folks' careers, hoping to find out what set them apart. And here's the kicker: most of them weren't top dogs at Fortune 500 companies, and they didn't have any crazy qualifications either. Nope, they paved their own ways to success, showing that you don't need the typical route to rake in the dough. Engineer was the most occurring profession in the study, but what exactly does an engineer do? Civil engineers plan, design, and supervise the construction and maintenance of building and infrastructure projects. Computer engineers research, design, develop, and test computer systems and components. Chemical engineers take raw materials and figure out how to produce them into valuable products. Basically, they use processes to develop new products and improve existing ones. Engineers have a median income of just over $100,000 according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Secondly, accountants or CPAs take the spot for second most common career for these millionaires. This is an interesting one. It's their job to prepare and examine financial records, so they're excellent with numbers. They might be the one to prepare taxes for businesses or individuals, which gives them a unique perspective on money. They get to see how people are making money, what their tax obligations are, how much money they're taking home after expenses, and what their investment portfolios consist of. Accountants earn an average income of about $80,000 per year. Number 3 comes in at teacher of all professions, who as an industry gets a reputation for relatively low pay. With an average annual income in the low $60,000 range, they're definitely not high earners. This is truly shocking and an eye-opener that public employees who are widely seen as underpaid make the top 5 list for most common professions of millionaires. Those in the management field are number 4. This one is a little vague considering there are many levels of management, and it could be in any field. For example, these individuals could be a manager of a Fortune 500 company. They could be the manager of a retail store, they could be a sales manager for a car dealer, or they could be a restaurant manager, so it's a little difficult to give a salary range. Number 5 is attorney. This one isn't too surprising because doctors and lawyers are probably the 2 most common professions that come to mind when you think of a millionaire. The average income for a lawyer is around $145,000. Lawyers and attorneys advise and represent clients in legal matters, which could range from working at a large company to keep them out of the way of potential lawsuits, or it could be working at a small, independently owned law firm. What do all of these careers have in common? They're all about following the rules, plain and simple. Take engineers. They've got a whole process for putting up buildings and bridges, making sure everything's sturdy and safe. Accountants, they're all about sticking to the guidelines to keep the finances straight. Teachers, they've got their lesson plans, sticking to them to keep the class on track. And lawyers, they're constantly diving into the rulebook, making sure they're playing by the law to defend their clients. Different jobs, sure, but they all rely on a set path to get the job done right. Diving deeper, those working in these fields typically have access to employer-sponsored retirement plans, encouraging them to invest in their future. More importantly, these people learned exactly what it takes to build wealth. This meant living below their means, sticking to a budget, diving into investing, thinking ahead, and simply believing in the journey. Of course, they understood that there might be hiccups, but they had confidence in themselves, knowing the odds were stacked in their favor. Things don't always work out, but as they know, when you follow a proven process, the odds of success are high, and they also realize that some sacrifices today are worth it in order to strike a balance of living for today and planning for the future. 1/3 of these millionaires never made more than 6 figures in any single year. Even though some of them undoubtedly had comfortable incomes, they weren't out there raking in the kind of money that some people would believe. This goes to show you that even if you're not earning a huge salary, you also have the ability to become a millionaire. Sure, it helps to have a high income, but that's only part of it. Without an insanely high income, these people must have all been born into generational wealth, right? Who can even afford to get by nowadays, never mind set money aside for the future? Actually, the study found that 79% of millionaires didn't inherit any money at all. That's right, no help from their predecessors. There goes the theory that all of these millionaires grew up with a silver spoon, because that's simply not the case. While 21% did receive some inheritance, only 3% received an inheritance of $1 million or more, far from the myth that they all did. Let's get it straight. $1 million is not a ridiculous amount of money. In most cases, these people aren't flying around in private jets, yachting through the islands, and spending their time indulging in elegance. Rather, these folks are working people who work a regular job like the rest of us. They drive under-the-radar cars and live in ordinary houses in ordinary neighborhoods, and in most cases, you wouldn't even realize they had such a nest egg. With inflation and the rising cost of living over the years, the dollar just doesn't buy what it used to. No one is arguing that, but that doesn't mean becoming a millionaire isn't still a big accomplishment. It takes discipline, hard work, and dedication to get there. And just because someone is a millionaire doesn't mean their net worth is only $1 million. It might actually be much more than that. After all, the definition of a millionaire is someone with a net worth of $1 million or more. Even though they're doing well for themselves, let's remember, they're in the Millionaire Club, not the Billionaire League. Interestingly, but not surprising, 88% of millionaires went the college route. But don't let that stress you out if academia isn't your thing. While a degree can indeed bump up your earning potential, it's not the sole secret sauce to their success. What really sets these folks apart is their method, their approach, their strategies. And guess what? Those aren't exclusive to them. Anyone can pick up a few tricks from their playbook and start applying them. Whether you're following the traditional college path or forging your own, there's more than one way to climb that ladder to success. The study shows that owning a home and steadily chipping away at the mortgage were big factors in their road to success. It points out that owning a home served as a major wealth driver of those worth between $1 and $10 million, something renters just don't see. With real estate prices climbing decade after decade, mortgages serving as a forced savings vehicle, post-purchase homeownership expenses staying stable, and the chance to use a small down payment to control a substantial asset, owning a home can really propel your wealth forward. Essentially, it all comes down to embracing a long-term strategy. A significant portion of these millionaires attribute their accomplishments to the consistent dedication to long-term investments, which allowed them to benefit from compounded returns, leading to substantial growth over time. By patiently nurturing their investments, they witnessed exponential increases in their wealth. You don't need a fat paycheck or a trust fund to become a millionaire. Turns out, regular jobs can lead to serious wealth if you play your cards right. These millionaires got there by being smart with their money, living modestly, making savvy investments, and owning property. They didn't rely on big inheritances or massive salaries. They focused on long-term strategies and the power of homeownership. If you're willing to be disciplined and patient with your finances, hitting that $1 million mark is totally doable. Whether you're hitting the books in college or carving your own path, remember, it's all about how you manage your money, not just what you earn.